Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. So today we're gonna be talking about still some things out of this magazine here that I talked about last week in my video. So today we're gonna talk about some healthy swaps, food swaps. So we're gonna roll that intro and then we'll get right into it. Okay, so with today's food swaps, it's gonna be food swaps to help anything that is like inflamed. So it's like an anti-inflammatory kind of guide. I'm just gonna show some healthier food swaps to help inflammation. So let's get started. Let's start with some white rice. So I just have it in this big container, but so with white rice, it's not bad for you, but when you substitute it, like swap it for some whole grain brown rice, that's a lot better for you, especially if you have inflammation. And like for myself, like I said in my other videos, I do have anxiety and as well as eczema. And so by switching these food swaps up, it lessens my anxiety for one, and it also makes my eczema, I guess, it flares up less. And yeah, so it's actually a really good one to have. And the next one here is milk. So I have the lactose-free milk here. I'm not lactose, but I feel like I might possibly have an intolerance to it. So because like when I drink this milk, I actually feel a lot better than when I drink like regular 2% or whatever. But I also like notice my skin doesn't break out as much or like get all rashy and everything. But what's even better than this milk for you is swapping to any kind of like nut milk. This is oat milk. Sometimes I do have almond milk, but this actually is really good, and it actually doesn't taste bad either. You can use it for anything, just like how you use milk. You would probably have to get used to the taste because it is a different taste than what this is. But this like makes you feel even 10 times better than this does. Even though this does make you feel better than regular milk, this one is even better. And like you don't feel, I guess I would say like kind of heavy, kind of like, for me, I would feel a little like nauseated or like sick kind of thing when I have regular milk. But yeah, when I swap to like this sometimes or this, I feel a lot better. So, and then our next food swap. So I love this. Like love it. And like honestly, you can have like all these things. It's just you want to have it in moderation, because like if you drink a whole pack of these, like honestly, I think that would make anybody feel sick. But also with pop, it can like, well, for one, it's sugar. So it can really inflame pretty much everything in your body. It's definitely one of the worst things that you could have, honestly, is sugar. And for me, when I have like a really sweet tooth, like yeah, I'll sometimes reach for these, or like chocolate, or just anything like that. And sometimes my sweet tooth is worse some days than it is others. And so like, yeah, that's like when I see different changes, I guess, in my body. And like when I eat the healthier alternatives, I see it change the opposite way in a good way. And so that's kind of the point of this. But yeah, for this is like, for me, I think A&W root beer is the best root beer out there, I personally think. And so this is one of my weaknesses, but a healthy swap for this, and it, for me, like, it depends on how bad your sweet tooth is, because this other healthy swap is, I think personally, kind of a big jump from this. So a swap for this would be some tea. And here I have, it's turmeric tea. And as much as like, some of you might think, oh, that's gross, it's really actually not that bad. Like, I bought it and I was just like, okay, I'm excited to try it, but at the same time I was like, oh my gosh, like, because like I know like what turmeric tastes like the root and the powder form, and it's not bad, but if you have too much, it's extremely strong. Like, it's too strong. And so I was a little worried about this, but it's actually not bad because it has ginger and meadow sweet, which I'm not 100% sure on what meadow sweet is. If you can see a little bit there, maybe not, but yeah, it's actually really good. And it's an anti-inflammatory, which it's like a win-win, right? So yeah, pretty much you can have like any tea, and like you could even make it into like a cold tea if you don't like hot. And then the next one is actually just plain sugar, as you can see here. So again, the whole thing is like, we know that sugar is not good for you. And sometimes you, I don't know, need sugar for like baking, especially when it's the holidays, which it is right now. Well, going to be. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of baking, a lot of food, and you know, it can get hard sometimes to stick to the healthier swaps. Like, I know for me, it's not always easy either. But yeah, like sugar, you do want to stay away from, but like a good or like a better swap for this, especially if you're like me and have a quite a sweet tooth, this swap actually, it actually works for me, which is monk fruit. If you've ever seen it, it's actually it's from the fruit. It's like, it's fruit sugar, I guess. And like, honestly, for me, I can hardly tell the difference from like regular sugar to this. So, and I think that's why it's a lot easier for me to swap this. So like, I'll put it in like my coffee, cereal, just pretty much anything that needs sugar, I'll use this. I'll also use coconut sugar as well. So it's a little bit better than regular sugar, right? So if you can find something like this, this is a lot better than this regular sugar here. So yeah, it actually kind of tastes like the same, at least to me. I think it does. Okay, so then the next, let's go with, okay. So if you've seen these are like little wafers. I don't know if you can see this in the bag, but and you can have them with like coffee and tea and stuff. Now, these are like, they're sweet. They're pretty much sugar. They're extremely good. Like, if you've ever had them, they're so good. But again, a healthier swap to this would be some fruit. Now, again, sweet tooth like I have, swapping from this to something like this, I can do it, but it's tough. Fruit is really good for you, obviously, but for me, sometimes I'm just like, it's not the same. And I think that it ends up feeling like it's not the same because you're not used to it. And so you kind of just have to work your way up to it. So like, yes, these are really good swaps to try, but I'd say if it's like too like big of a gap, like say like how the pop is like maybe too far of a jump to go from this to this, find something like in the middle. Like, I mean, you could start with like a diet pop, which, I mean, personally for me, I'm not big on diet anything, just because it's aspartame, and that's like a whole other video technically I could do on that. Yeah, it's just, sugar's not good for you, as we know, but neither is aspartame. And personally, for myself at least, I think that regular sugar is better for you than aspartame is. But I totally understand that some people can't even have sugar and they have to do that. That's totally fine, totally fine. But that's just my kind of take on it. But yeah, like, if you do need some swaps, like some healthier swaps, like definitely go for some fruit. I mean, if you need to gradually get there, maybe add a little bit of like monk fruit to your fruit, or maybe like, it's always actually good, I think, to add like some cream or some sort of like maybe put some whipped cream on top or something like that, just to gradually get you moving towards the healthier swaps, right? So then our next one is, I'm assuming a fan favorite, is obviously chips. These are Lay's dill pickle. Now, this is one of my favorites. I do like dill pickle. And like I said before, like, all of these, you can have them, but in moderation. And I know that moderation is hard for a lot of people. It's hard for me too. Like, if I'm craving like sugar or something salty or whatever, I'm craving it. Like, I'll eat like, sometimes like it's a bad habit, but like I'll eat like, sit down and eat like 2 chocolate bars and chips, and I'm like, why do I feel like shit? Why do I have anxiety up the wazoo? Why does my skin look like crap? And it's because I ate all that crap, all that junk. So like I said, these things are not like a complete like write-off, but like, you can still have them. You can still have this, you can still have this, but in moderation, right? And that is something that I constantly try to work on too. I'm not the best at it, but I'm growing, I'm learning, and trying to do better as I go, right? So there's this, but a good swap for this, which again might be a bit of a jump for some. I know for me, sometimes it is a bit of a jump, but having some sort of nut. Now, if you're allergic to nuts, then that's probably not a good swap for you. But if you are not allergic to nuts, this would be a pretty good swap. These are pumpkin seeds, and literally you can have any seed, any nut, any anything, yeah, like that. And I think the biggest thing is like, because like a lot of the time with chips, we like the crunch of it, right? And so that's kind of what we go for. So that's why we say nuts and stuff like that, right? So also, like, if you're allergic to seeds, nuts, whatever, and you can't have them, there is a different kind of chip. It's called popcorners. That one's actually really good, and it is a little bit better for you. It's more popcorn, so if you can have that, that would be a pretty good swap. And also, if this is like too much of a jump for you, you can start with popcorners as well, and that's kind of like what I do too. I do actually eat popcorners, and yeah, they satisfy me just like almost just as well as the chips do. So okay, so for our last swap, is, so for wine or anything, like any alcohol, I guess, really, you know, a lot of people like to have some sort of alcohol and celebrate, or even sometimes they just like to drink it just after work, hard day, whatever, right? And that's totally fine. You can totally celebrate with it, totally have a drink after work, whatever, you know. But again, moderation, right? And if, say, you are maybe, I don't know, drinking too much, or you want to cut back or whatever, and you like kind of like the sparkly kind of taste, feel of the drink, you can always try, which is, you can try like any sparkling water. This is bubbly. If you just want that kind of like like the bubbly kind of just like sparkling kind of water, kind of lightly flavored kind of drink, try bubbly. And like you can do different things in between the two. So like if going from here to here is too much of a gap, like too much of a change, go to something in the middle, right? Just work your way there, little baby steps, right? And like if you're doing that, honestly, you're probably gonna feel really good as you go, like better and better and better. So yeah, those are my swaps for today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. All right, guys, so those are my swaps, my healthy swaps for today. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I know I did. And like I said, don't get down on yourself if you, like, you know, have a little bit too much of something that maybe you shouldn't have had, like some sugar or some chips or whatever. We're all growing, we're all learning, we're all trying to do the best that we possibly can. So, you know, as long as you're trying and you're just kind of slowly making little changes, little healthy changes in your life, and working on moderation, I think that's a really good thing. And I'm hoping that you can take these tips that I gave you today, all these different healthy swaps, and incorporate it in your day-to-day, like your day-to-day recipes and everything like that. Even if it's like one swap a day or whatever, you know. If you like these swaps and you try them, let me know down in the comments if you want. I do hope that these all helped you or gave you kind of an idea of what you can do to just have a little bit better healthier choices. So with all that being said, don't forget to hit the notification bell and like, share, and subscribe as well, so that you never miss a new video. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Remember, you are loved and appreciated. Bye.